everyone, it's Beltane with Aspire to the Self with another astrological energy forecast for the week of April 29th to May 5th of 2024. Thank you all for clicking onto this video. If you are a returning member, subscriber, or viewer, welcome back, Soul Family. It's good to see you guys again. Thank you for all your likes, your shares, your comments, and subscribes. I truly appreciate them all. If you are new to the channel, remember to hit that little notification bell so that way you get notified of all uploaded content, okay? Aspire to the Self channel offers weekly astrological energy forecasts like this one. Intuitively led collective tarot readings for certain planetary aspects, so covering a certain time frame in the future. Daily motivational shorts of messages from your higher self, as well as I am the author of both fairy tales in my hand here. The Princess and Her Inner Voice, which is a fairy tale written for children about their intuition, how it speaks to them, how following it can help you to overcome all obstacles, help you heal from all traumas, and get you to your happy ending in whichever way that looks for you, okay? This is a very self-love and self-worth based fairy tale, as well as The Dark High Priestess and The Prophecy of the Queen of the Unseen. This is a fairy tale written for adults about overcoming and healing from spiritual warfare and narcissistic abuse, how to keep that inner flame lit when you're dealing with adversity from family, lovers, and friends, okay? Or if you're going through a dark night of the soul, okay, how that inner light that you have, that inner flame, can stay bright, how you can find your own light within yourself to get you through that darkness to the other side, and that no matter how you perceive things to be, that you always have choices and you are never alone, okay? There's divine beings out there, there's your ancestors, there's your spiritual team that are always with you, guiding you and speaking to you, and it teaches you how this occurs, okay? And how these divine beings and your spiritual teams and ancestors can get you to your happy ending or fulfilling your soul's fulfillment, okay? And how to heal and how to grow, okay? How, despite what things that have, happened for you in your soul's journey, that they can be overcome and that you can heal from them and that you can still have a good life, okay? That you don't have to be plagued with things that happened in the past, okay? Both these fairy tales are written in the Bard format, so think Dr. Seuss meets Grimm's fairy tales. They are written and illustrated in such a way to heal and appeal to your inner child as you read them. Both of these fairy tales can be found on online retailers such as Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble, just to name a few. The Princess and Her Inner Voice is in its second edition print, which means that the autographed first edition can be found on my website, along with all my services and products, www.aspiraltotheself.com. Okay, all the information will be in the description box, okay, for your convenience, as well as all of my social media platforms, so that way you do not get scammed by people pretending to be moi, okay? Please also keep in mind that Aspire to the Self channel and videos are for entertainment purposes only, okay? That if you continue watching these videos, that you also agree that you are liable for yourself, and that Aspire to the Self business and channel are not responsible for what the viewer decides to do with the information that they receive from these videos, okay? So please use your discernment on that, okay? Because I am only responsible for myself, okay, and the creations that I have made. I am not responsible for another breathing, living adult, okay? So before I get started on the astrological energy forecast, I'm gonna begin with a prayer like I always do. I call upon God, Banja, Great Goddess Morgan, the Trinity Three, Lu, the archangels, my ancestors, and the seen and unseen. Please only allow in this forecast what I call upon, which is high vibrational energy and frequency. If any lower vibrational entities, beings, or energies try to come through, I ask that you block, bind, and blind, and immediately return to sender, which will give you full consent to intervene and to intercede on my behalf in whichever way you deem fit. If any try to abuse technology and try to remote use in a monitoring spirit, or astral project, or open a portal into the set in the past, the present, and future, may they be blocked, blinded, and binded, and immediately returned to sender. Hopefully their souls will get trapped forever, right? Please allow me to see what you want the collective to know. as well as please protect me, this video, the channel, and the viewers as I deliver this divinely guided message. Any curses, hexes, evil eye, let them be dissolved, transmuted, and intervened with by the All High. The sender's mask be ripped off, they'll be unable to hide. All their lies, deceit, and ill intentions will become exposed and publicly known. Okay, collective, damn. It is hard to believe that it's already May. You know, it's so hard to believe that it's already May. Like, we're like halfway through the year already. And it's like, you know, it just kind of flew by. So, you know, we're wrapping up Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde ended last week, okay? Or depending upon when you watch this video, it ended on April 25th, okay? So that means, you know, there may be still some sluggish energies. I know that full moon in Scorpio still has some lingering heavy energies that made people feel pretty depleted, made them feel pretty tired, okay? So just make sure you're practicing that self-care there. Okay, so what we need to know is that the background energies that we currently only have one planetary aspect or major asteroid that is in retrograde. We will get another starting this week. We'll have Pluto go retrograde, okay? But just know that after this week, we're going to see momentum of those retrograde energies coming back. So please be mindful of that. Okay, so we currently have Pallas in retrograde, okay? And that will be in retrograde until July 10th. Pallas is the goddess of Athena, okay? Pallas is wisdom. Pallas is hunting. Pallas is keeping that inner flame lit, okay? But it's also about strategic warfare, okay? And with Pallas being in retrograde, we're going to be focusing on our emotional intelligence and to stay in our personal power of integrity, okay? Doing what's right for ourselves no matter what we are facing, making honoring decisions for ourselves, and providing us with the optimism for inventive solutions for more freedom, as well as uncovering some secrets to bring justice, okay? So when Pallas comes along, things are exposed in a very, very creative way. That's strategic warfare. But also when things are exposed, we are being called to you know, maintain and retain that personal power and stay in our integrity, making honoring choices for ourselves, you know, not self-sabotaging, not, you know, setting those firm boundaries. Like I said, no matter what you're facing, you're not making decisions based off of fear or lack or loss, okay? Not those lower vibrational decision making, okay? We are making high vibrational decision making, so that way we can co-create with the divine, okay? We can attract versus chase. So we're going to begin the week with April 29th. Venus goes into Taurus, and Taurus is the home sign for Venus. So Venus feels very home and snug in Taurus. And Taurus is like stability, going slow and steady, being very practical, okay? So of course Venus, who rules over relationships as well as with our finances, feels very home, you know, where she feels stable, okay? And this will be in Taurus until May 23rd, okay? So our relationships with others, with ourselves, as well as with our finances will be stable, as our focus will be on the practical side of things, okay? Know that our will and energy can alter things that are fated. However, do not take too long to make a decision. Definitely mull it over, okay? Really think about it, but don't take too long or someone will come along and take advantage of your sluggishness, okay? So don't be too slow in your decision making. Definitely think about it, but if you take too long, someone's gonna come and take that opportunity from you. We have April 30th, Mars will be in Aries, which is also its home sign, okay? Aries is the initiator, the warrior, the confronter, okay? Change. Mars is that creative and destructive energy, okay? So of course they both feel home in each other's energy, okay? Which will be in Aries until June 9th of 2024, okay? This is intense, creative, and destructive energies that surrounds initiating changes or confronting an issue in our life, okay? As well as on this day, Venus will square Pluto and the moon will be in Aquarius. Know that we may experience distress or an obstacle in our relationships or within our finances during this inner transformation. Like I said, we're getting ready to go through Pluto retrograde, which is all about inner transformation, which we'll get into that in just a second. But that energy is going to play out a little bit before then, and of course it's going to play out after the retrograde is over. But just know that the remainder of the year, we're going to be going through an inner transformation. So it's going to play out daily, okay? But there may be an obstacle or some distress around this when it comes to our inner transformation in relation to our finances, as well as our relationships with others and ourselves. Okay, as we're being guided to seek equality in our relationships, okay, but to avoid people pleasing and codependence, as our intuitive focus will be on revolutionizing our lives and being our most authentic self. So this is a day of setting heavy boundaries. Heavy boundaries, okay? You know, you're supposed to view people as equals, which means they hold the same value as you. You know that, each person has their own unique things that they contribute to the table, to contribute to the environment, okay, the home, what have you, okay, wherever you're at. But every person has value, every person has a sole purpose, every person has things that they contribute, and you are to recognize and acknowledge those things and to view them as equally as important as yourself, because everybody has a purpose, everybody is important, okay? But you're also being called to not people please or over compromise, okay, where you lose your sense of self or your identity, where you're lowering your boundaries to fit the room, fit the environment, okay? Don't do that, because this is a time where we're going through an inner transformation. We're trying to revolutionize our lives. We're trying to be our most authentic self. So let's see here. Spirit, what obstacle may the collective experience during this Venus squaring Pluto? What obstacle may the collective experience in their finances or their relationships in this Venus squaring Pluto? Fitting in with the community, because this is in reverse, okay? So the chakra that's going to correspond with this week's energy is the root chakra. So down here, okay, which covers your the earliest recording of experiences in your life, okay, the self versus the tribe, okay, because this is where you learn to fit in with your parents, your environment, your society, your school, your community, what have you, okay? But the obstacle is going to have to do with kinship. So this could be friends, this could be family, this could be like a community, okay? So you're being called to not people please or be codependent, okay? That you are to set your boundaries and set them firmly. Make honoring choices, okay? Honoring choices that uphold your boundaries. But also it's because you're going through inner transformation. You're going to be the best, most beautiful you, and you need to honor those choices that governs yourself, okay? But also you're trying to be authentically you. So that means you're getting rid of those outdated belief systems, those self-imposed cage. Okay, so there may be an obstacle with your family, your community, your work, whatever, that's trying to push back on those boundaries. You're being told to uphold them. Okay. Okay, so the next day is May 1st, which is the holiday of Beltane. Okay, it's a pagan holiday, or Wicca or whatever there's many cultures that celebrate it under different names. Okay, but Beltane is essentially, in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the peak of spring and the beginning of summer. Okay, this is where God and Banja or goddess comes together and they create. This is the time of year where life is at its highest of vibration. It's the energy is about creation, fertility, potential, okay, as well as that inner fire, getting that fire started, creating things. Like say this is the holiday itself is actually a sex holiday, so passion, okay. But it's ultimately, cultures used to have like hand fastings or marriages on this day, as well as their whole aim was to get a child, okay? So when it comes to the earth, it means the earth is the most fertile to bring life, okay? And this is a day that it's safe to take a leap of faith and to learn, experience something new, as this is a time of fire, fertility, creation, and potential. So let's see what that is. What is this leap of faith? Okay. Come through. that you're being released from difficulty. You're coming up from the depths, and this is the day that is that's going to assist you with that. Because again, it's saying it's safe to take a risk. Whatever this risk is, that is to get you up from the depths, to release you from difficulty. Maybe you've been going through a hard time lately. Okay, maybe there's been a situation that's been pushing on you for a while. You're going to be released from that. And whatever situation that's going on in your life right now, or whatever opportunity, should I say, it's safe to take that risk to release you from difficulty, okay? You're going to have a lot of opportunities here, for creation, because that's what this time period is. It's the opportunities to, there's a lot of potential. So there's a lot of potential here to release you from whatever situation that makes you feel disenchanted, or that makes you feel like you're bound to a situation, okay, or that like it's taking a lot longer to be resolved, okay? May 2nd, Pluto goes into retrograde in Aquarius until October 29th of 2024. Now, a fun little, side note about that, it will not be in Aquarius the entire time. It will go into Capricorn and then back to Aquarius, okay? But know that this is a time of inner transformation where we commit to our self-improvement and breaking free from societal expectations. Be mindful not to fall into that echo of those loud, outdated thoughts and beliefs, okay, that kept you from moving forward, okay? Challenge what you have been taught, okay, and gain new insight, get clarity, and find your own voice and matter. Stop doing what everyone tells you to do. Stop doing what, just because it's been done this way for however many years doesn't mean that it's the only way, okay? You were to find your own voice. Remember, this is a week of having your own identity separate from the tribe, separate from, your family, your lovers, your friends, your community, your workplace, what have you. It's where you have your own identity, and it is equally as important, okay? Find your own voice here, get that clarity, think things through, have a new perspective, because Pluto is a time of revolutions, okay? That's why it's so significant. If you look throughout history, it's when it pops up, it's a notable time of revolution, like say the United States Revolution, okay? It's a time or it's like a time of revolution in our medical field, okay? Just because people have been doing something a certain amount of ways for a certain period of time doesn't mean that's the only way. And we're being challenged to grow and evolve, to be committed to improving ourselves, raising our vibration, like say making honoring choices for ourselves, trying to heal ourselves. Okay, we're healing ourselves, we're evolving, we're changing our perspective, okay, we're getting out essentially of the matrix. We're getting out of the matrix. We are, thinking about, well, why are things done this way? Oh, because, a billion-dollar corporation has decided it's going to be done that way. That doesn't mean that's how it's supposed to be done. It just means that someone who's making a lot of money is making the decisions, and we're being called to challenge that, okay? As well as the moon will be in Pisces. So pay attention to your dreams as well as your visions, okay, on this day, as they're going to take on a mystical quality to provide you with ideas, okay, that you should pursue. May 3rd, Mars will sextile Pluto. So be on notice, okay? Be on notice to not be obsessive in what you love or what you desire, okay? So this is important. I'm getting, because, like I said, Mars is that creative and destructive energy, but it's very, very intense, as well as Pluto is about, transformation, revolution, okay? We're being called to, not to be too engulfed or too sucked in to our, whatever it is that we love or whatever it is that we desire, okay? Because that's going to go with that creative but also destructive energy of Mars. It is destructive if you're not taking no means no. No means no, right? But also with your desires, okay? Say if you're obsessed with monetary things or pursuing that coin, okay, just know that it puts you more in debt, okay? Or it takes more time, more energy, to work more in order to get that, that fleeting material possession that may or may not even provide you with joy for a substantial amount of time. Okay, so be mindful of that, because there's going to be an intense energy providing creative opportunities to aid in this passionate transformation. Okay, so just know that no means no, and to really think about those purchases before you get them. Okay. May 4th, moon will be in Aries. So again, our intuition is going to focus on areas that we need to initiate change or confront an issue, okay? Because there's going to be some kind of pact with this area that we need to initiate change. It's going to have to do with our relationships, okay? Looking at who we have surrounding us and looking at what each and every person contributes. Because if it's not beneficial anymore, then we need to part ways and seek a new path forward. So the universe is putting us on notice this day that, hey, pay attention to your intuition on how you feel and what you think, okay? You know, if you feel like you're over giving to this group or this collaboration and you're not seeing any results, it's not beneficial for you, that you need to part ways, okay, and find a new path forward, okay? Don't get in that stagnant and stuck energy. May 5th is the Aquarius meteor shower peak day. So keep in mind that meteor showers are lucky, okay? This is going to be a peak day. So don't get drawn into any unnecessary drama, okay? Because small events create small acts that end up leading to a chain of reaction, okay? That can create momentous change, okay? So before you get too drawn into anything, research the situation, okay? You know, prior to making a decision. I'm curious about this myself. Spirit, tell us about this Aquarius meteor shower peak day. What drama are we not to get involved into? Anything that disrupts our peace, because it came out in reverse. So anything, you know, people, places, and things that are trying to disrupt your peace. I'm getting that people may be trying to come forward to you to try to, you know, disrupt your peace, try to bring you drama, okay? Try to unload on you, trying to give you their problems, okay? Be mindful of that. That you're not someone's fucking like problem dumpster, okay? You are not there to absorb people's hardship or, you know, and a lot of these people, this is how you end up inviting back in low vibrational energy, is because you acknowledge and you allow them to be there. Like if they're just coming with drama, like I said, they're coming to give you some kind of situation or obstacle that they're facing, and typically these people don't want your opinion, they don't want your solution, they just want to unload on you, and this is a typical response of an energy vampire, okay? That's how you can give somebody consent back into your energy, okay? Don't, because again, like it says, small events create small acts. So participating in it, even just for like a minute or two, can create small acts that lead to a momentous change. You know, like I said, meteor showers are lucky, so if you do, this would be like when your ops get luck. If they can draw you into drama in some kind of way and you feed into it, they will have luck creating change in your life that could disrupt your peace. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Spirit, what is the overall feeling that the collective should be aware of this week? That your dreams can come true, okay? Your dreams are coming true because you stay true to your heart's desire. So remember the big picture. Stay true to your heart's desire. Soul contracts. Before you were born, you agreed to partake in specific experiences that assist in the evolution of your soul. Okay, so the people that you may be cutting off or parting ways, okay, these are soul contracts. Soul contracts are people that you are fated to have like an interaction with because you both aid in each other's soul growth, okay? And it depends on, you know, who these soul contracts are. They could be karmic energies, which are lessons for your soul, you know, from like a previous life where you guys have unfinished business, and this is like essentially a test to be in the same life together, to learn and grow, okay? But it typically comes about through pain, you know, because pain teaches. Or it could be a positive soul contract that helps aid you. So be wary of that. So we do have opportunities, you know, we can take risks, you know, this week, take a leap of faith, but also there's that unnecessary drama, there's the pushback on our boundaries, okay? Know that you are worthy. It's time to stop feeling unworthy, unloved, and undeserving, okay? Again, that goes in that boundaries energy. Every person has their own purpose. Everybody is important, okay? That's why we should treat people with value, okay? Starry night, the beaming, glistening light from the stars remind you that there is hope for your future. You have hope for your future, and this week, this Pluto retrograde is helping you with that inner transformation to propel you forward so you can be like essentially the best version of yourself, okay? Which goes into the root chakra. The root chakra is the chakra for stability, foundation of belief, security, or fight or flight. It is also the chakra that is for fear and shame, okay? It is our earliest recorded experience, of tribal power. So again, like the group identity, the group force, the group willpower, the group belief pattern. So this is like families, this is your society, okay? This is why, we're talking about that this week, because you're having to separate yourself from that group identity, from that group force, from that group will, that you yourself has its own identity that wants to be shared, that's here to make a difference in some kind of way. And that's why you are being called to separate from that group identity. I mean, group identity can be good for certain things, but then when we're being called to shed those outdated belief systems, this is where that comes from, okay? Because you may be getting pushback on doing things that may be perceived as unconventional, okay? But know that you're here to revolutionize your life and to be authentically you, okay? This is our foundations of emotional mental health, as our emotional and psychological stability originates from the family, okay? So whatever your earliest recorded experiences are, they have to do with your family. So if they were negative, you may have negative belief patterns that you need to, one, heal, but two, you need to shed them because they're outdated, okay? If you don't want to repeat that cycle, you don't want to, essentially have the same obstacle, the same situation, but in different bodies. You need to heal that, and you need to change your perception, okay? We manifest our needs for logic, order, and structure through here because we have that desire for logic, structure, and order, okay? Fear or physical survival, abandonment by the group, and loss of physical order. So these are the fears that stems from this root chakra. Like I said, it's the fears that provide us with anxiety or depression. It's because like we fear of our physical survival, okay? Like, fearing the pushback of the group, fearing, adversity, fearing like if you are authentically you, I know marginalized societies feel this way, okay, or groups. They, like why people stay in the closet or they hide who they truly are is because they fear for their physical safety, okay, or abandonment by the group, so being in complete isolation, being ostracized, okay, or, physical order, like loss of physical order, like you lose order over your body, okay, not being able to control it. This is the source of our passion, raw, primal feelings like rage, terror, joy, survival energy, the material energy for achieving our life purpose, as well as fundamental programming about what we deserve in and out of our lives. So again, you are worthy. You deserve a good life. You deserve unconditionally loving relationships. You deserve, people that respect your boundaries, that high vibrational soul tribe. You deserve this. You just have to feel, believe, and affirm that you are, okay? Speak that out into the universe so you draw that into yourself, okay? This is the chakra that's a recipient for Kundalini, okay, the fire energy. The root chakra communicates physical or emotional needs through sensory impressions, okay, like aches and pains, physical awareness, touches, smells, vibrations, movements, feelings. It may even include getting sick, okay, just to be aware that there is an issue, okay? This is where we have our original feelings about ourselves, like the right to exist, be loved, and have our needs met, okay? You have a right to those things, and the only way you feel like you don't is if you allow someone to make you feel that way. The tricky little thing about self-love and self-worth is that you decide that, and if you decide that you are unworthy, you allow someone to convince you that you are unworthy of certain things, that is a decision you made. That's a perception. You have to allow people to make you feel like you have no worth. You have to allow people to make you feel like that you don't deserve love, okay? That you have to settle for the bare minimum or nothing, okay? You determine that, okay? The yang function of this chakra is how we put ourselves into the world and how successful we are at surviving. The yin function of this chakra is how we're able to receive material assistance and keep our will to live alive, okay? I know that may be hard for some. I've actually seen a TikTok video recently that, I forget which generation, but essentially the younger generation that's just now becoming adults, that they are the generation that feels helpless. They feel hopeless because, you know, and the later generations, like say the millennials, the ones that come after millennials, okay, that they were just able to get a job and be able to support themselves. Whereas the younger generation is seeing that it doesn't matter how much they work or the other recipes for success that they were spoon-fed in school or through their community isn't working, okay, or it's unattainable. Like, you know, that they can have a job, but they can't go do things. They can have a job, but still, they can have multiple jobs and still not be able to afford to live in a place. Okay, so it's, I think they're the generation that has the highest level of depression and anxiety because of that, you know, that, you know, we failed them as a society. And that's again why the Pluto and Aquarius and the Pluto and retrograde is so important, is because we are all going through inner transformation. We as a society, we as a people, we as a species are being called to change the way we think about things, to raising our vibrations, to, you know, expand our consciousness so we can rectify these issues. Like, say if a paradigm or, you know, a structure was good for 40 years, it doesn't mean it was meant to last for lifetimes, okay, for centuries, or for, you know, like longer periods of time. It doesn't mean that. Where you get success is when you adapt and you grow, you make changes. So that's what we've been doing, is like we're saying, hey, this doesn't work. It may have worked, you know, in the past for an X amount of time, but it's not working anymore. Here's the external factors here where we need to make changes. I mean, businesses do this. Why wouldn't we as a society, or why wouldn't we as a species realize we need to make changes? We need to, you know, here's the external forces, here's the X and the Y, you know, here's the cause and effect. Well, now we need to make changes so we can have this, this, and this, right? So the mental and emotional issues about physical family, group safety, and security is the ability to provide for life's necessities and the ability to stand up for yourself. Okay, so again, this is the root chakra is going to be, you know, a place for you to have the ability to stand up for yourself, stand up for your needs, stand up for your boundaries. Okay, and you know, like I said, it looks like it's going to pertain to your community, your family. Okay, your friend group, where you're going to have to really firmly stand in those boundaries. And just believe, if people, you know, are pushing back on you having boundaries, or they're saying it's just, you know, you're purposely isolating yourself, or that, you know, you're it's hurting them, it's not. People who dislike or push back on you having boundaries benefited from you not having them, which means they benefited from some form of abuse or usage of you. You were being used and abused. Without those boundaries, you weren't seen as having value. Okay, so the only people that are going to push back against those are going to be those kinds of people that wanted to use and abuse you, that wanted, you know, to essentially take you for everything you have, or, you know, that don't value you as a person. Again, those are decisions you make. You know, if you have to go into isolation, you know, in order to heal yourself and to attract people who do value you, who are a high vibrational soul tribe for you, that do have your best interests, that are unconditionally loving, you know, to you, then do it. I mean, I'm speaking from experience. I've had to do that. You know, like where everybody around you is snakes, or they're all energy vampires, or they're all just essentially leeches or demonic forces like narcissists, you know, that don't value you at all and think that you owe them something. You don't owe nobody shit, you know. You don't owe nobody shit, you know, like you only owe you, right? You only owe you. So that's why it's that Palace retrograde is making decisions that honor you, keeping that, you know, internal flame lit despite what you may experience, okay? You know, and keeping that personal level of integrity, okay? Remaining in your personal power, having that self-esteem and self-confidence to know that you are worthy of love, knowing that you are worthy of people who treat you with respect and value, that you mean something, that you're not just somebody to discard, okay? That you're not just a body, right? You're not just a body for someone to do something with. Like, no, you can take control of your destiny, you can take control of your life, okay? But like, again, it takes changes and what begins before changes is perceptions. You know, looking and discarding those limited self-beliefs that put you in that self-imposed cage. Okay, really take a look at that. So all of these issues can lead to chronic lower back pain. If this chakra is at a misalignment, it's going to tell you in different ways. Okay, so you can have chronic lower back pain, like way back here. Okay, you can have sciatica, varicose veins, rectal tumors, and cancer, depression, or immune-related disorders, which can also lead to, like, say, if it's out of misalignment, you don't have security, you don't have safety. This is where people who get drug addictions come into play. It's because they don't feel secure, they don't feel safe, or, you know, like they've got a lot of healing to do and they don't feel in a safe enough environment to do that. They feel in that state of hopelessness. Okay, their will to live is very low, and they, you know, they have that clouded lens of the world because their experiences in said world were all negative. Like, I mean, we're talking people who went through abuse as a child, you know, in any form of abuse. Okay, we're talking, you know, people who've had nothing but terrible relationships. You know, if you started as a child with just terrible relationships, okay, people who were abusive to you, okay, that put your solar plexus and sacral chakra and root chakra out of misalignment. Okay, your solar plexus is your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your personal will. Your sacral is your creativity and your self-worth. Your root is your ability to feel secure and safe. Okay, if you had those out of misalignment as a child, and that is your earliest recorded experiences, you go into life now attracting further people who are like that because you don't know how to heal yourself yet. You don't know how to, you know, fix your vibration so that way you can attract good people. You end up being in that victim mentality, or you end up being in that aura that essentially attracts all these energy vampires. Because also when you're in that kind of, you know, mental state, you tend to overgive. You tend to, you know, want to fix everybody's problems, or, you know, because you associate that with that. Like, you feel like you have to overgive to be of value to people, you know. A lot of people with root chakra misalignments, like, it's transparent in the workplace, where you feel like you're only of value to a company if you go above and beyond and you know, overshare your time, your energy, okay, yourself with the company, and then you end up finding out that they just viewed you as a body and they didn't value you. Okay, and deplete your view of the world. But then it, like I said, transcends into relationships. If you end up overpouring into relationships and you end up overgiving, you don't have boundaries, you don't have the ability to stand up for yourself, saying, hey, like, you're taking too much, I need me time, I need to invest in me. Like I said, it ends up becoming a cycle, it ends up becoming a karmic cycle, especially if you were in that mindset of fear and loss and lack. Okay, that mindset becomes an energy that surrounds you, and you end up attracting those kind of things to you, you know, to be more afraid of. But this is where alcohol abuse, hard drugs, sex addictions, okay, overeating, reproductive issues, childhood issues, sexual dysfunction, okay, and urinary tract issues can stem from as well. So if you have this, if your chakra is at a misalignment, okay, eat 3 balanced meals a day, drink a lot of water. You should be drinking like a gallon of water a day, okay. Do aerobic exercise every single day. Like, walking is a good way to really balance yourself. Walking in nature, say going to a park, you know, just being around trees, that's a good way to cleanse your aura, your energy, okay? But also it can put your body at, you know, put your chakras in alignment, okay? Especially if you listen to music, like frequencies. 432, the frequency 432 is a good frequency to make you feel calm and make you feel like at peace with the world. Believe it or not, there's a lot of musicians like Prince. It's like, I think it was Prince, there's Aerosmith, there was Bob Marley, that purposely recorded their tracks to be of that frequency, okay? And that's why you feel good when you listen to the songs. But you look it up online if that interests you. Like, there's certain artists and songs out there that are of that 432 frequency that's supposed to propel safety and make you feel calm and like you're floaty, you know, like you're, you know, like if you're trying to heal yourself but not actually just listen to like what I have in the background to, you know, to get yourself in alignment. Listen to something like that. I mean, it's all about feeling secure and grounded, right? So listen to things that help you with that. Like they say a lot of music is recorded in the 440 frequency, which actually makes people feel very chaotic and confused, and it was a tactic used by the Nazis. So keep in mind, you know, believe it or not, we have lots of things that were employed by the Nazis in our regular society. Like meth was created by the Nazis. Like I said, the 440 frequency was created by the Nazis. So, challenging those old, outdated belief systems and way of doing things, right? So, listen to music that feels very uplifting for you. Okay, like I said, really Google that. You can find those artists, those songs that are of that, and, you know, go walking. Cleanse your aura, cleanse your energy, restore balance to your mind, your body, your soul, okay? Your chakras, your energy, your aura, okay? Well, collective, as always, it was a privilege to speak with you. Thank you for watching. I truly appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys are making honoring decisions for yourself and choices, that you uphold those boundaries, that you stay authentically you, okay? Even if that means you gotta cut people off and you end up being alone, just know that you're never alone. Even if there's not a physical body near you, you are never alone, ever. There's the All High, there's your ancestors, there's a spiritual team. I mean, there's any and every kind of spirit that's by you. Like, you're never alone. That was something that was hard for me to grasp in the early, like I said, when I was balancing my own root chakra, like I said, going through my seer trials and tribulations, it was knowing that like something is always watching you. And it's like, well, how do you know if it's evil or good? You don't. Like, you just got to be okay with it being there. Like, and then you learn to feel and decipher what's good and what's not over time. Like, because there's not really a whole lot of material references out there on how to train your body that way. So you just gotta figure it out. But yeah, you're never alone. So pray, do your affirmations. Like, so your ancestors are always around you. So you, even if the family that's born here is shit, know that you've got the dead ones that are on your side, because when you die, your ego is removed. And you're just a spirit, you're just a soul. So. And then you can even specify like high vibrational ancestors if you don't want the evil ones to come near you, okay? But the evil ones, like I said, they don't have an ego anymore. So it's just like, how can I be of service with the skill sets that I have, right? So just as an FYI. So you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.